Good afternoon to all the participants and our speaker, Dr. Krishna Atmakuri, co-founder and CEO of ClearCals. I welcome all the participants to this webinar, and I welcome Dr. Sushma Appaya, convener, IDA Mysore chapter since 2019, founder director, Goals Nutrition and Diet Solutions Mysore, expertise of 17 years in customized therapeutic diet solutions, and Dr. Rasna Oroz, who will be joining us shortly, chairperson, Department of Studies in Food Science and Nutrition, University of Mysore, and member RD Board, National RD Board, IDA. And also I invite all the EC members of IDA and life members and annual members of IDA Mysore chapter. I now welcome Dr. Sushma ma'am to address the participants.
So, welcome you all. On behalf of IDA Mysore chapter, we all warm-heartedly welcome all the participants who have registered for this particular session, which is by readily agreed by one of our a well-known speaker who has also been recently awarded for this particular startup. So I'm really very happy and proud to welcome Dr. Krishna Atmakuri, who is the co-founder and CEO of ClearCals, which he founded in the year 2020, which was basically this ClearCal is a digital health startup on the nutrition apps. So I'm sure on behalf of IDA Mysore chapter, whenever we do these various programs and webinars, this kind of initiative help us in understanding and updating ourselves with what is happening in the digital world, as well as how well we can advance our own informations in the much easier manner. And here to you all the participants who have joined here from various institutions like our own Food Science and Nutrition Department, University of Mysore. Then we have also many participants from JSS, as well as from the Yuvarajas College. And many of our own life members have also taken time to join for this particular session. So we welcome you all wholeheartedly, and I'm sure this particular time of with Dr. Krishna would definitely be very meaningful and will add up to value to whatever you all are doing. So with this, I just would like to give few sentences or few lines on the what is Indian Dietetic Association. It is a pan-India association which was founded in way back in 1967 at West Bengal. So headquarters even now also is at West Bengal. And it started with just one particular headquarter, and now we have pan-India 28 chapters. So each chapter has their own convener and also another 10 ADC member or local executive committee, which is an elected body. So we are also representing, the idea is a very good representation for globally reaching out for the reputed and validated dietitians as well as the nutritionists. And the complete nutrition fraternity has a very, very high value for Indian Dietetic Association, and getting the membership itself also means a lot for those who are working in the field of health and nutrition, and dietitians, those who are even qualifying and working for their registered dietitians. So that way, I would also like to say that even Akshata, who was also one of the recently who has from our chapter who had cleared her RD along with Dr. Chandan, he's also our EC. So we are very happy to have you also, Akshata, and thanks for, I would like to welcome you, as well as I would like to say that it is really being very well coordinated, this program. Dr. Akshata as well as Dr. Seema, both of them have coordinated this whole program. Seema, you are there, right?
Yes, ma'am, she's here.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
afternoon, Dr. Krishna.
Yeah, with these few words, I would request Dr. Akshata Tantri to continue and invite Dr. Krishna to give his valuable inputs on ClearCals. Thank you once again.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. To give a brief introduction about Dr. Krishna, he is an engineer with expertise in analytics, protein, lipid, and carbohydrate chemistry. He pursued his PhD in chemical engineering at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, New York in 2011. In his earlier career, he developed biotherapeutics for diabetes, oncology, and autoimmune diseases, at Aurobindo Pharma, Dr. Reddy's Laboratories and Biological Limited. Currently, he is the co-founder and CEO of ClearCals, working towards creating an app for Indian dietitians. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. First of all, thanks a lot for having me here. It's a great opportunity to talk to so many qualified and experienced dietitians at one place. Thank you, Dr. Akshata, for inviting me. Thank you,
Thank you.
Dr. Sushma and the IDA chapter conveners and the members. It's great to be here. So, I think there are still people joining us. So to briefly give a background of who we are, so let me actually start sharing my screen. I believe it's visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Great. So, see, ClearCals is a early stage startup. We started just before the pandemic in April 2020. We have launched an application called Hint. It's a mobile app for regular users to track their calories and stuff in October 2021. And we are also funded by the Ministry of Science and Technology India and an incubator called SR Innovation Exchange. So, relatively speaking, we are quite young in this field of nutrition. Having said that, we have made a good amount of progress in this short period with respect to the amount of applications or technology we have developed and also the network we have established ourselves. So before I get into the details of what we do and what we're going to talk about today, I just want to give a brief glimpse of the nutrition app landscape in India. So I'm not sure exactly what's the awareness among the dietitian community related to the nutrition apps. So if you look at the current landscape in India, you see that there are quite a few nutrition applications on both App Store and Play Store. And mostly it is dominated by few companies which are really well funded. And none of the primary or the top entities in the nutrition app community are run by dietitians. It's mostly with a particular focus, people who have first-hand experience something related to weight loss or fitness have started these entities. And I mean, to be very honest, the volume of science which goes into developing this application, and there is a real need for something which is scientifically sound and based on the NIN ICMR guidelines and the standards of practice which dietitians follow. That's something which is there is a need for in the nutrition app landscape. Having said that, there is a lot of demand for nutrition apps in India and across the world. And if you want to have an understanding of what's the market size like, so this is these are the metrics which have got related to the nutrition apps market in India. In 2017, it was a pretty small industry, around $220 million dollars in size. Post the pandemic, it has grown significantly. Now it is around a $1.3 billion industry, so around 10,000 crores or higher. And in the next 5 years, it's projected to almost triple in size, which would be around 25,000 crore industry as such. So the growth has been significant in the past few years, and going forward, it's going to be one of the fastest growing sectors in the nutrition landscape. So I just wanted to ask all the participants here, like, how if you have previously worked with or used any nutrition applications. So I'm going to do a small poll here. So what I want you guys to do is basically respond whether you have used a nutrition app or not. So let me just start the poll. So you can feel free to respond to this poll, and we'll take up the response at the end of the session, where we'll look into the voting and talk more about it. So the poll is now live. You guys can feel free to respond to this poll, and at the end of this session or after the presentation, we can take up, when we are doing the Q&A, we can take up the votes and discuss more about it. So basically, what I want to convey here is this is a growing market which has been attracting the attention of various Indian and foreign investors. And we want, as an organization and as an early stage startup, we want dietitians to be part of this community. So we want dietitians who have been, I think some of them have even spent their lifetime in the field of nutrition and serving patients. We want them to be part of this ecosystem rather than creating something parallel which is not inclusive of the dietitian community. So that's the primary reason we have built a couple of applications, and I'll next talk about how these applications are going to help dietitians be part of the growing nutrition app community. So this is the first application which we have built. It's called Hint. So basically, Hint is a user-facing application where anyone who is an Indian can download it. It's available in around 174 countries. Right now, we have more than 1 lakh users who have registered with Hint and have been using it. And we are ranking pretty well on both on the App Store and Play Store for the Hint app. And we also received a couple of awards and featured on the Google Play Store occasionally in the health and fitness category. So our goal with Hint is primarily help people get access to personalized nutrition and also make personalized nutrition affordable for the masses. So that's the twofold goal which we have. And for that purpose, we have built various features in the Hint app, which I'm not going to talk about today. If you are interested in learning more about the Hint app, you can check out our website, clearcals.com. You'll be able to see more information on the Hint application itself. So the application which I'm going to talk about is Hint Expert. This is an app which we have built for dietitians, primarily clinical dietitians and sports nutritionists and people who have been practicing or dealing with clients directly. So this was launched in late September last year. And our objective here is dietitians who are individually practicing. So whether it's a single person team or entity, or it's a group of dietitians working together, or it's a big organization with say tens or hundreds of dietitians, they should be able to have access to technology which we are using at ClearCals. And with that objective, we have launched the Hint Expert app. So what you can do with the Hint Expert app is you can create personalized diet plans for your clients. You can maintain the database of the clients. You can easily communicate with them back and forth. And you can share the diet plans which you have created in two formats, PDF, and the other one as on the Hint app itself, where viewer clients will get access to all the features on the Hint app. So with that, primarily you will be able to be more productive in managing your clients. You will be able to scale your businesses very easily. If you are a researcher, if you want to do a population-based study with say close to 100 or more than 100 users or thousands of users, you will be able to do it using the Hint Expert app. So there are numerous applications to it. So what I'll do in the next slides is go through various aspects of the Hint Expert app and talk about how they are going to help you in your practice. So this is the main feature of the Hint Expert app. It will help you create an evidence-based plan based on the latest ICMR, NA, and RDA. So we have created based on the RDA published in 2020. I think this year we have an update for the RDA, which we are going to make, we are going to update our software accordingly as well. But essentially the objective here is anyone creating a diet plan, if they are creating a data-driven diet plan using recipes with nutrition profile of each and every essential nutrient, macros, and micronutrients like vitamins and minerals, you will be able to create a diet plan which you can actually correlate with research evidence which is available for a particular therapeutic condition. So later, after this presentation, I'll briefly show you how this works and how you can actually create a diet plan using the Hint Expert app. So this is how the plan builder looks like. So it's more like a tabular structure. On the right side, you will have a search window. You'll be able to drag and drop all the recipes. And once you drag and drop so here you'll be able to search for anything and you'll be able to drag this information here. And once you add it to that particular meal slot, you will see a bottom bar which gets updated with the calorie, macronutrient, and the micronutrient information. So we made it pretty user friendly. We have already used it for close to 2 years now. We have made it robust enough to work with any level of experience. So even fresher out of college, if they are trained on using the Hint Expert app, they'll be able to create personalized diet plans. And the UI is pretty user friendly. All you need to know is how you drag and drop, and be sure about meeting all your specifications for that particular diet plan. And you'll have a diet plan which has covered all the bases for a particular therapeutic condition ready and ready to be shared with your client. So the entire diet plans are based on a nutrition database, which we have built ourselves. For creating the nutrition database, we have used the IFCT data. Along with that, wherever there is missing information, we have added information from the USDA database for various raw ingredients. And typically, this is how nutrition profile looks like for each recipe, which is in the uh, software, where you will be able to see the calories and the macros along with the other essential nutrients. You'll also be able to see around 21 micronutrients. And if it's a home cooked recipe, you'll be able to see ingredients and instructions. So all these details will be freely available for anyone using the Hint Expert app. It is also available on the Hint app for your users to understand exactly what they are eating. And if at all there is a need for adding, so we already have thousands of Indian recipes here in our database. If at all there is a need for adding any proprietary recipe for which you have created, you'll be able to do that. We will give you access to the database. It's straightforward for you to create nutrition profiles for them and add them to the database. Along with meal plans, you'll be able to create workout plan. So we will guide you on how to create a physical activity routine for your clients. So what we believe in is, see, along with diet, if there is some level of physical activity, the clients would see or get faster results. So we believe it's an essential part of a balanced lifestyle intervention. So we thought we would like to make it easy for all the dietitians to create a workout routine. So it's again, the experience is pretty straightforward. All you have to do is you have a list of workouts on the right side. You just need to drag and drop them and make sure that they are getting enough physical activity every day based on the client's profile. And presentation is not legible. So I am going to give you a live demo anyways. So just bear with me. So these are screenshots, and let me try something else. How about now? Is it better?
Actually, we can't really see much.
Okay. So yeah, so ignore the screenshots. So these are basically screenshots which give you a glimpse of the entire application. But once I go through the features, I'll show you the live demo. There, I think you'll be able to clearly see each and everything. So again, talking about the workout routine, it's again based on your client's needs and how you want them to be physically active. It's pretty straightforward for you to create the workout plan for your clients using Hint Expert. So there is something unique here as well called Plans Workspace. So basically, if you are working in a team or if you are collaborating with a dietitian who is located elsewhere, you will be able to do the entire diet plan creation and review and approval process in the workspace. So basically, you'll create a group or team for yourself with all the dietitians you're working with, and you can give them authority to create, review, and approve the diet plans, and that thereby share the diet plans with their clients. That way, you can manage a team and their work from the plant's workspace. Some of our dietitians who have been using this, so they are located in multiple countries. So some of them are in the US. They work with dietitians in India, and seamlessly collaborate on various diet plans which they are creating for their clients, and they can handle clients from any of these countries as well. So that's the convenience you get by using Hint Expert. So instead of being in one physical place, people can work remotely from anywhere. And as a team, you can make sure that you are giving the best personalized diet plan for the client using Hint Expert. So as I mentioned earlier, you can also manage the client data and handle the plan history in one place. You'll be able to see the entire plans which you have created for the client over a period of time. And whenever you want to retrospectively look at any earlier plan you have created, you just need to click on the three dots next to the plan. You'll be able to go back and look at it. So once you have created the diet plan and it is approved by your team, you'll be able to share the diet plan in a PDF format or on the Hint app. So on the left side, what you see is how it looks on the Hint app. You will be having the day and the date for that particular diet plan. You will see in a chronological order the various meals which you have recommended along with the recipes. They'll be able to tap on these recipes and see every detail which is available in the nutrition database. On the right side, this is the format you will see for the PDF version of the diet plan. So you'll get a tabular column where you'll have the days in the columns and the meal slots in rows, and you'll be able to see each and every recipe along with the serving size and the serving measurement. So apart from just sharing the diet plan, you can also track the compliance of your clients by asking them for dietary recalls and track any food which they haven't, which was not recommended in their own diet plan using the Hint app. And they'll be able to learn in this process about how many calories each of these foods had, along with the vitamin and mineral breakdown for that particular recipe. So that's briefly about the features of the Hint Expert app. We keep on adding new things to the Expert app. Going forward in the coming months, we are adding real-time tracking for the client food and intake and workouts. So basically, instead of asking your client in a follow-up meeting what they had during the week or 2 weeks, which you gave them a diet plan, you can actually track what they're having from your Hint Expert app in real time. You don't need to call the client or ask them anything. You will be able to see exactly what they are having from your own app. You can also create a private library of your own proprietary recipes and manage them. You'll be getting a dashboard for managing clients and plans. Along with this, if you are a sports nutritionist who is instructing your clients on gym workouts, you'll be able to manage those workouts as well using the Hint Expert app. Going forward, which is basically by the end of this year, we are turning Hint into a marketplace. So along with giving you access to the technology which we are using, we will be able to help you get clients through the Hint platform. So from the Hint app, we regularly get hundreds of clients every day. What we can do is, if you have particular specialization which is not available with us, or if you are regionally good with managing clients and the familiar with the Hint platform, we'll showcase you on the Hint marketplace. And that way, so for example, if someone from Mysore downloads our application and is looking for a dietitian, we would be showcasing you, and you will be able to, they'll be able to book a consultation with you and connect with you and get a personalized diet plan using the Hint app and the Hint lab. So in addition to that, we also collaborate with dietitians on various fronts where we help them in marketing, in improving their website traffic and various other things, which we have been already doing with some of the dietitians. So in addition, we collaborate with dietitians on various fronts. So we have open consultant roles in our organization. We also offer internships occasionally throughout the year. And we are interested in working on certain research areas like diabetes and cardiovascular diseases. or metabolic syndrome. Anything associated with chronic diseases is something of interest to us. In general, any research related to clinical nutrition is of interest to us. So we would be happy to join you in creating proposals and getting grants. And we'll be able to even work with graduate students if there is a requirement. One more thing which we are doing at ClearCals is working on AI. We believe AI would be very effective in the hands of qualified dietitians. So instead of providing an AI solution which randomly throws out information to the users or patients, we believe dietitians, if they have access to AI, they will be able to be much more productive than what they are, and they'll be able to reach to more clients. So overall, your effectiveness in dealing and managing clients and acquiring clients would grow multiple fold if you are using AI. So we are dabbling with Chat GPT right now. So we are seeing how Chat GPT responds to our standard operating procedures and the literature which we use and the research which we use for creating our own solutions. And if you guys are interested in participating in this activity, where in building an AI interface for Hint and working with us, we would welcome you to join us and like collaborate with us there and see, like, how AI is going to help the dietitian community in India do far better than what they are doing right now. In addition, we are also interested in specialized diets in the categories of sports nutrition, maternal health, oncology, renal and hepatic conditions. So if you are a specialist in any of these fields, feel free to connect with us. We would be great. So Pallavi, we'll take up the questions at the end. So I'm almost about to finish the presentation. So just bear with me for a few more minutes. And we also participate in educational webinars and creating content for students. In fact, we are in talks with one of the autonomous colleges in Hyderabad for including Hint Expert in their curriculum. So instead of students manually creating diet plans, they will be able to use Hint Expert in quickly learning various therapeutic diet plans and how to create them. So instead of spending a lot of time on calculations manually, you will be able to focus on the intricacies of and the fundamentals of creating a clinical diet plan for any category. So you should be able to do all that using just a computer, and you will be able to replicate this information and keep it with you. So the benefit of using Hint Expert in education is, if you are training a young dietitian in their bachelor's or master's with Hint Expert, by the time they graduate, they would be employable. They'll have access to software which actually will help them start their own practice. And if they want to join any technology company which is working in the field of nutrition, they will have the ready skills to get a job there as well. And in addition, as I mentioned earlier, if they are conducting research, they will be able to continue with the research using Hint Expert. And we also are working with a few entities on offering online courses. So basically, if it's say recognized university or college which offers online courses, we'll incorporate Hint Expert in these courses so that any student learning a particular diploma or degree will be able to learn how to use Hint Expert and use it in their practice. At the end, we also collaborate with dietitians and dietitian-run businesses on various marketing events and workshops. So if you are interested in working with us on that front, we'd be happy to talk more. So if you want to contact us, you can visit our website, clearcals.com. You'll be able to share. So any requirement or interest you have, you'll be able to share it from our contact us page. You can directly email me at krishna.atmapuri@clearcals.com. We are also pretty much available on all the social media channels like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. You can contact me or anyone from my team through these channels and initiate a conversation. And we would be happy to talk to you, understand exactly how you want to work with us, and definitely figure out a way to work with you in the future. That brings me to the end of my presentation. So, Dr. Sushma, if you want to do the Q&A, we can do it now. If not, we can go for the live demo.
I would suggest that let's go and have the live demo, and then we can take up the Q&A.
Okay. Yeah. So, it's 3:35 now. Like, let's take 10 minutes for the live demo. At probably 3:45, we can start with the Q&A. So this is our website. Along with Hint, we have this thing, this page for the Hint Expert app. This is how it looks. If you want to try it out, you can just go to clearcals.com and go to Hint Expert and start your free trial. There are no charges, no credit card information. You can just go and start and give it a shot. On the application, you will have the tutorials and stuff which will guide you on creating your first client profile and client or personalized diet plan for the client. And if you want a demo, you can always reach out to us from the earlier contact information or from the contact us page here. We would be happy to talk to you and provide you a personalized demo as well. So moving on to the app. So this is how the app looks. So if you want to go to the app page directly, it's basically expert.clearcals.com. expert.clearcals.com. And once you complete your onboarding, which is basically creating your account with your email ID and resetting your password, this is the first screen you will see. So here I've already created a client profile. That's the reason you're not seeing the welcome message, or else it will ask you to create your first client profile. And you see the button in the top right corner. That's where you add your client. So once you click on it, it will open a window. It will ask for the mobile number or email ID of the client. So by creating the profile using a mobile number or email ID, you are giving them a unique identity. So you will be able to see that the client can access the diet plan which you're going to share with them on the Hint app using the same mobile number or email ID. So once you enter this information, you can so you need to add a few more details related to the client, like the client name, date of birth using this calendar view, weight, height, gender, activity level, and dietary preference. Once you enter this information, we will calculate the BMI and give the classification according to the Asian population. And also we determine the default calories based on the Harris-Benedict equation and the activity factor. Now this is just to give you a starting point with the calories which you recommend for maintenance of that particular body weight. Now it's up to you and your client how you want to take it forward from here. You can change your calories and other details, other goals for your client based on the client's needs. So this is the client profile screen, and the other one is called plans overview. So here, if you have previously created plans, you will see all the plans which you have created. You will be able to perform actions related to the plan, like say you can approve a plan, you can share a plan, you can edit it, everything from the three dots which you see on the right corner. Is the presentation visible now? Are you able to see the details of the software? Great. So let me show you the details of how a diet plan looks like. So say, for example, if you want to create a diet plan, you have to click on this plus button and select personal. It will open a wizard. You can start with searching for the client name and selecting the client's information. So you just need to enter the duration and give it a tag so that you are able to search for it later. The rest of the information is optional, where you can add instructions, and you can look at the diet tab, which is again populated from the client profile. Create a basic list of meal slots which you want to recommend. So here I'm selecting like few of them. Like I mentioned earlier, you can also recommend workouts to your clients based on our database and arrange them in any particular order. So you can select any cuisine. Here you will have pre-populated goals, all the carbs, calories, and even you have an activity and water goal. So if you're sharing the diet plan with your client on the Hint app, they'll be able to track the calorie burn for each and every physical activity which they have performed. And the values which they'll see are personalized, and they are as accurate as a Fitbit or an Apple Watch. You will be able to motivate them to perform more physical activity by helping them track their calories for these workouts. If there is someone with a renal or hepatic condition, you can also ask them to track their water intake and set them a water goal, and they'll be able to manage their water intake using the hint app. In addition, you will have all the vitamins and minerals pre-populated with the NIN ICMR RDA. So if you want to make any change to these values, you'll be able to go here and edit it. If not, you can continue with the default values for that particular agenda. In addition to the micronutrients, we have sodium, fiber, sugar, saturated fat, and cholesterol. For sodium, fiber, and cholesterol, we have taken the NIN guidelines into consideration. Whereas for sugar and saturated fat, we have gone with the WHO guidelines, where it is recommended that not more than 10% of your calories should come from sugar or saturated fat. So again, these are starting points for your diet plan creation. You just need to go here and make necessary changes if you feel like they are not suitable for your client. And once you have verified all the details, you can click on create. It will open an empty sheet where you can search for any recipe on the right side and drag and drop that information here. And you will be able to see the recipe details along with the calories and the macros and all the micronutrients, ingredients, and instructions. You'll be able to change the serving units based on general measures. If you're particular about how much you are advising them, you can always recommend a serving size in ml and grams, and you can change the serving units here. So if you change the serving size, this information will get updated, and once you save it, it will update the bottom bar as well. And you also have guideline indicators, warning signs here if you are far away from your diet plan. So I'll show you a previously created diet plan so that you understand exactly how this looks once it's fully complete. So you'll be able to create a diet plan like this for multiple days. So if you want to copy something for other days, you can go here and copy to another days, pick all the days and do it. So basically the flow which we recommend is you create a diet plan for one day, then copy it to all the number of days. So again, there is no limitation on the number of days you can create a diet plan for. You can start with 7 and create a 30, 90 or 100-day diet plan. It's up to you and your client. And so if any changes you want to make to that particular day, you can go to that day, go here and say make this change the serving size or delete the recipe and all that. So it's pretty straightforward. All you need to do to add or remove something is just drag and drop, and you can verify all the details at the bottom bar. Similarly, you can create a workout plan as well. Again, the experience is pretty straightforward. Here, you just need to scroll and identify a workout which you want to add to the client's routine. So once you are done with the diet plan, it is in the draft state. What you need to do is, if you are working in a team, you can share it with someone for review. And once the review is done, you can submit for approval. So whoever is the approval authority, they can approve it and then share it with the client. So if you are working all by yourself and you don't have a team, you can do a self-approval. You just confirm and the status turns to pending approval and approve it later. Once you approve the diet plan, you can share it in two forms. So if you click publish, the diet plan would appear on the user's application. So what you need to do after clicking publish is call or message your client to download the Hint mobile app and enter the same mobile number or email ID which you have used to create the client profile. Once you have done that, so they can download the application, they enter their mobile number, they'll get an OTP, and that way they'll be able to see their diet plan and use all the features on the Hint app. If you don't want to share the diet plan on the Hint app, you can still do it in the form of a PDF where you can export the PDF and they'll be able to see the PDF version. So let me quickly show you how the PDF version looks like. So this is my entire screen. If I click on export PDF, it will open a new window with the PDF version of the diet plan. So let me zoom in a bit. So this is the default template for the PDF version of the diet plan. You will see the plan details and the client details, along with the timestamp of when was the last time it was edited. And you will see the dietitian's details. Again, this is all customizable. You can add your logo and your clinic's logo and all that here. You will see the client's profile with all the basic information, all the goals which you have set for the client. The diet plan would be visible in a tabular format with all the days in columns and the meal slots in rows. You'll also have a table explaining the serving units which you have listed here. In the diet plan, you will see the details of like the recipe and the number of servings of the recipe and the serving size. If at all the client wants to know the recipe for these things, they can do a Google search with the recipe name along with the keyword ClearCals, and they'll be able to find that recipe on our website. If at all they want to look at it in the app format, they can scan this QR code or click on this link and download the Hint app. They'll be able to find all the recipes there. In addition, they'll be able to see all the workout plan details here, along with any tips or instructions which you have given them with this diet plan. So in conclusion, this is how the diet plan looks like once you share it in the PDF format. So let me go back to the application and show you finally how this looks. So basically, this is how you create and share diet plans. You can manage all of them here. And there is a tutorial video set here for you to understand. So whatever I mentioned during the demo, you can always go to these tutorials and learn and check out exactly how to perform that particular task. And we're always available to support anyone who is using the Hint Expert app 24/7. And we would be happy to help you if you have any questions. I think with that, I'll stop the live demo and we can start the Q&A session. So Dr. Sushma and Dr. Akshata, we can start the Q&A session. So if any questions are...
Yeah.
Sure. I think
Akshita,
yes,
yeah.
ma'am. Suhana Casey has raised a hand. Suhana, you have any questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Suhana Dechama. Sir, I have a question. I would like to join as an intern in a Hint app. So, what is the procedure exactly, and do we get the certificate over there?
Yeah. So yeah, if you are interested in the internship, you can contact me directly, Suhana. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yeah. Let's spend the time on question and answers. So yeah, I think Pratiksha Bhatt has a question here. Yeah, go ahead, Pratiksha.
Pratiksha, go ahead. I think, yeah, Aisha, do you have your questions?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. So
Good
I
afternoon.
had one doubt. So, like, say if a client is lactose intolerant, so is there any place in the software where they can add their food preferences? So, like, when a dietitian is planning a diet, like if she add any milk or any curd, then if the dietitian misses to remove it, the same will be sent to the client. So, is there any option to avoid this mistake?
So we have actually created a fail-safe. So let me share the app and show you. So we have something called blacklist. So you can, if they have particular allergies and stuff, you can always, so let me go to a draft version. So when you're creating a plan, you can go to blacklist and add that particular recipe or category to blacklist, and you will be able to avoid those things. So we haven't got many requests because most of our users are trained dietitians with a good amount of experience. But if at all you want to avoid any silly mistakes, you can always add something to blacklist and you'll be able to.
Okay. Pratiksha, are you here?
Ma'am, I'm here. My
Yes.
microphone isn't working for some reason.
Okay, okay, all right. Go ahead.
So this is Pratiksha. I have a question about this.
Mhm.
Is there provision for food item and nutrient addition? Because IFCT doesn't really have nutrient value of all the food items we have, like we
Yeah.
need.
A good question, Pratiksha. So basically, what we have done is we have created a tool for building this nutrition database. So we call that again recipe profile creator. So basically, we'll give you access to this. So any information. So for example, if it's a raw ingredient which is not present in IFCT, we will take it from USDA, and USDA has lakhs of raw ingredient information. So we've already covered most of the gaps which we are aware of. But if there is something missing, we can always take it up from there and add it to the database. So this is a live database. So every week we keep on updating it with any new food which you get in the market. We keep on adding it to the database.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Next
Um,
question.
Sir, can I ask one more question?
Sure. Please go ahead.
Is there any provision to probably add images when I upload recipes?
So if you have questions related to that, let me show you the recipe creator tool. So this is the first thing which we have done. It took us around 18 months to create this tool. So So let me show you this. So this is how you can create a profile. You select all the raw ingredients and stuff. You can add the image. So see, at the end of the day, the image needs to meet certain quality standards because we are presenting it to a larger audience, more than a lakh users. But definitely, if you have an image, we can add it, or if you want us to add it, we'll be able to add it. So you can see an image, you will see the nutrition profile, the ingredients, instructions. So all the information which is visible on the Hint Expert tab comes from here, and you can continuously keep updating this information. In fact, we withheld a lot of nutrient info here. Like if you look at carotenoids and stuff, they are still in beta phase. We are testing them, and we haven't seen a real user demand for omega-3 fatty acid information, carotenoids and all. So because if you look at USDA or IFCT, they have a wealth of information which laymen may not understand. So that's the reason we have withheld them. But going forward, if there is popular demand for those, we'll be adding them as well.
So about that, that might be true for dietitians who practice, but I'm a research scholar in food science department. For me, and I was actually, we were actually talking about if we can use this in my intervention phase of my trial.
Okay.
So this would be a huge drawback actually if I'm not able to view omega-3 because
As I mentioned, we can give you exclusive access to certain features in the database. So it's like we have a large database which is user facing, so which everyone can see. But for if you are doing a particular research, we can create a private library with exclusive access to some certain information which is present only to you and any individual who is working with you in that particular research. So that's possible.
okay, because I think a lot of my colleagues too would be interested in that because we do look into very minute details such as probably the flavonoid content, for example. We'll need access to that also. Just the carbs or minor nutrients won't be enough for us.
Fair enough. Fair enough. See, if there is a research project which you want, where you want to use Hint Expert and in database, we can see exactly what your requirements are, and accordingly, we can provide you a solution where you can use the Hint Expert in a particular form, which helps you perform your research and collect required data.
Okay, sir. I'll make it a point to talk to you about
Sure,
this in more
you
detail.
can reach out to this.
Yeah, thanks.
Sir, I have a doubt. This is regarding, say, example, now we have some restrictions that we give for clients wherein maybe salt restriction or potassium restriction. in such conditions, the recipes, we would do certain modulations for such recipes. Maybe remove, any greens out of the curry that we add and so on. So such, is there any such facility for us to do such things, or especially sodium restriction? Because for everything, regular salt is utilized in those recipes. So now we have to omit the salt, or remove the potassium content and so on. So there might be little variations that would happen even in the micronutrients. So how do we go about it, or do we have a recipe separately for such?
So see, in our database, we scoped it for general population with chronic conditions. So if you have any dietary restrictions for a particular individual, most of the recipes are provided, but if you don't find them, what you can do is using the recipe creator tool, create variants of it. So for example, if you want to create a breakfast recipe without sodium in it, okay, you will be able to create it in few minutes. You can use the original version, make the tweaks to the ingredient composition, remove salt from it, and you'll be able to do that. So, and you'll be able to monitor if there is any residual sodium from other ingredients present in there.
Okay, sir.
So,
Any other questions?
Yeah, to add to, in fact, what Akshata just now mentioned, Dr. Krishna, my question is like, we need to get stuck more or less to the recipes which is already downloaded or being available in your app. There is no scope for the people to, like, because we work a lot as a nutritionist or as a dietitian, we work a lot with the functional foods or the nutraceuticals in hand, and that's where I was a bit disappointed when it was mentioned, like, omega, we cannot, that's very, very important aspect. So at the same time, a lot of these things are really in, maybe in the hospital situation is not really required, but as a nutrition consultant, I would find that these are the very important tools for us to provide the actual changes what we want. So is there any scope for us to really just have our own recipes completely apart from, and also one more thing, I'll just do that and then you can answer that. And another area is the global clientele. When we have the global clientele, we cannot be restricting them to the diet what we are used to. We have to reach up to their expectation and their requirements. So any scope on that? Thank you.
So to answer your first question, we will give you access to a private library where you can make changes to recipes. And also, I think I have answered Pratiksha earlier. So if you are using for a particular research purpose, you can look at various nutrients which are present in the IFCT database. So we already have access to them. We have them on our software. Just that we don't display it for general public because that's like a lot of information for them. So, but if you are a practicing dietitian and you believe that that's something useful for you and your client, we can always customize it such that it's visible for your clients and yourself, and you can create a database around it. Regarding the second question, dealing with, say, clients in other countries. So we already have dietitians working in the Middle East, US, Canada, and other places. And what we have done is we have created a broad enough database with, it's an India-focused database. You will have majority of Indian foods. But we have quite a lot of information from USDA. And again, USDA database is ever expanding. There are lakhs of recipes which we keep on, we can add and you'll be able to receive. If it is something which, what we have done recently is there was a dietitian from Middle East who started using Hint Expert. So she shuffles between India and Middle East and she has clients from Middle East. So we have expanded our nutrition database for including Middle Eastern foods as well. That way we could accommodate it. So if there is a specific requirement, you can just provide us the list of recipes. In few days, you should be able to access them on the Hint Expert. So what I want you to keep in mind is, see, we are at a very early stage of the growth of Hint Expert. We are building a huge community out of this. So, and geographically, it's India focused, but there are no limits to it because it's software which is remotely accessed. You can be in any country, deal with any client anywhere, and the fundamentals of nutrition remain the same. You just need to keep using it the way you want. And we can update the database and customize the application accordingly. Hope I answered your question.
Yeah. So the library, whatever private library you would be sharing with us. So the recipes which we add up will get into the open domain, or how is it?
So as I said, it's private library. So it's only up to you and your clients. If you want to share it with the larger audience for any particular reason, you can always do that. But again, it's your decision to make. It's not up to us. So to begin with, it will be only available to you and your clients.
Okay, thank you.
Akshita, I would like to ask you a question. Hello, Dr. Krishna. So I'm Dr. Sudha Sairam. My question is related little bit to policy things. So we are sharing the data, and how about the data sharing policy or this privacy protection?
Great question, actually. So we are a GDPR compliant company. We have our Hint app in around 174 countries. Wherever there is an app store or Play Store, we are available. And that way we are available in Europe as well. So all the restrictions which apply to European companies, we have to follow them according to our privacy policy. So any information which you add related to the client, any diet plans you create, only would be visible to you and your client. And if at all you want us to delete this information in future, according to the privacy policy, we can go and delete that information. So there is no, so it's only up to you and your client to control that data. No one else will see it and will be able to handle it.
Okay. This is first question. Second question, is it a free trial version which we get, and how would the subscription, if we want to continue using?
So it's pretty affordable. What we have done is, so the free trial, you can take it for like 15 days or 1 month. It's up to you. And after the free trial period, subscription is at 2 levels, basic and advanced. Basic is for students or people who are beginning into practice. It costs around 500 rupees per month. And if it is a group, we provide huge discounts as well. And also annual subscription, there is a default 20% discount on the subscription. Whereas for advanced, it's 1,000 rupees per month. Again, there is a 20% annual discount. And if it is a group or team of researchers or like, academicians or dietitians, we provide a discount as well. So our objective is to make it as affordable as possible without any hidden charges. So only thing you need to pay is, as a dietitian, one-time subscription charge. And later on, there is no limit on the number of clients you can deal with. So you can deal with 100,000, any number of clients. We don't mind.
And clients also need to go for subscription.
So clients directly deal with you. All you need to do is, first thing we always advise dietitians is create the profile yourself for the client. Don't ask them to download the Hint app. So basically, we have our own Hint app users. So if they download it, they are basically users who are interested in the Hint app. Whereas if you create the profile and then they access the diet plan, it's your client. And only with your permission, anyone else can actually deal with that client. So without your consent, no one will be able to look at the client.
Say one last question. If we are dealing with multiple people, so it's like one-on-one, which we are seeing the data. So is there any option to share the same client data with our partners or who is collaborating with us?
Sure. You're saying another dietitian working with you.
Yes. If we are working as team, so we need to see the data as in research, we do it mostly. So we have to have a team and then share the same data with all. So is there any option so that all can?
So the workspace feature, which I mentioned, right? It's for that particular purpose. So if you look at this thing, we have a feature called Teams. So I have a Hint team, I have a test team. So whatever you have seen till now is from the testing. In the team which you want to create, so you can create multiple teams for each project, and you will be able to add selected collaborators for each. So for example, there are 10 people whom you want to collaborate on various things. You can create groups for all of them and start working with them. And it works seamlessly. So for example, you're working in 2 entities. You're consulting with one company and you're doing your own private practice. You can have 2 workspaces and deal. So there is, again, see, this is meant for collaboration and remote work. So anywhere you are, any number of people, you'll be able to accommodate them and work with them.
So can I, this is just my thought, last one, is there any space where we can have kind of library which is open to all, any updates, nutrition updates, so that all the nutritionists can just upload, or it's free, like willingly, and anyone can see something like that, any updates or.
So basically, you want to see a forum of sorts where you can actually see
Yes. Is there anything like that?
So right now we communicate primarily on WhatsApp groups, where we have a group for all the dietitians who are using this thing, and one-on-one basis. What we are going to do is probably on our website itself, we'll open a forum where you can share information. And so again, what we want to do is not something again exclusive for a small group of dietitians. We want to use or leverage the current channels, whether it's WhatsApp or any other format, and see that people are already familiar using with it. Because usually the challenge with new forums is people need to understand and train themselves on how to communicate there, right? And so rather than doing that, we want to use the existing channel. So if you are a dietitian who is active on social media and want to reach out to larger group of people, we collaborate with you on Instagram and LinkedIn, where you can actually share it to a larger group. So our LinkedIn follower group is pretty huge, more than 2,000. Instagram, it's decent. Most of them are dietitians and some of our users. So, and WhatsApp is something which we use. Going forward, we want to create an organized structure, but see, at the end of the day, the communication should be seamless. You should not create a barrier anywhere. So that's what we are thinking of. I think if there is a common forum, we are going to announce it soon. Right now, it's just a WhatsApp group. So if you are interested, we can add to the WhatsApp group. We can share information and like say any updates related to the Hint Expert app or whatever research has been done by Hint, you will be able to share it there. You can also communicate back and forth with your colleagues.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I request among the participants to please ask your queries and questions so that you can really ask so that you are not left with any doubts at the end of this particular webinar. This is what is my kind request to you all. Please make use of this valuable information which we are getting with the help of, because of the CEO himself being present and being the founder of this whole ClearCal. I think your answers will be answered in much with maximum clarity, I'm sure. Please make use of it. I request all the participants, if you have any doubts, to please come out and openly ask.
Yes, ma'am. And there are quite a few working dietitians who are today's webinar participants. I think it will be useful for you to communicate directly with the CEO.
Correct.
Yeah. So if you want to ask a question now, you feel free to do that. If not, you can always reach out to me.
Yeah.
So,
if in the meantime, when we are not getting any question, I have a lot of questions popped up in my mind. So by the time, if somebody else raise their hand, please, you can give them the chance, Seema and Akshata. I just have one query. There are many clients, like when we share this whole data as either as a PDF or even as the your Hint app, through Hint app, many times, it becomes very difficult, when they see, they get stressed out. Many times the clients, oh, so much calorie, so much this, we don't want that. We want to have them the little comfort level. So can we just avoid sending those kind of technical informations rather than just give them, this is how you just follow and you can be reaching out to us?
So see, the challenge there is, so on the Hint app, right? Hint app is designed to be data driven. Like it's highly transparent, and people, at least the younger generation, is very much into calorie data and all that.
Yeah.
Right. PDF versions, if you see, there is no calorie data there.
Okay.
You can also hide the goals if that's something you want to do. So
no, goals has to be highlighted.
Yeah. So say, as I said, so goals, if it's not including calories, if you want to eliminate calories everywhere, you can do that. So PDFs could be customized and you can share that information. Hint app, see the app, it's for founded in 2021, right? and now we have access to all sorts of data. And if you look at youngsters and even people who have been using traditional sources, they are pretty comfortable with the data. See, the objective of using data is there are no two ways about it. A particular calorie value is, I mean, that's the fact, right? No one can deny it. And with all the misinformation around, I believe dietitians especially should deal with a lot of data and make it comfortable for your client to do it, because if you're not dealing with data, there is someone who is spreading incorrect data, calorie information on the internet, and your client is anyways going to look at it. So there is no way to hide from this calorie data anymore. It's always in the open. I mean, if from my experience in the last 4 years, I always come across people who need more and more information, right? So there is nothing like, I don't want to see data. But if there is someone, definitely you go with the PDF format and do it. But if you are using technology, its data is difficult to avoid.
Okay.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Sure,
This
please.
is just out of my curiosity. You told about there is an option in your app to include all the databases or recipes to be included. If it is not there, then this could be like from our case. For example, if I have downloaded, I will be adding up a data. So there could be an human error as well in standardization or optimization of the recipes. How are you from your end rectifying this before publishing it to the larger domain of the populations?
So again, a very good question. So what we do is a level of validation. So the database which you are seeing right now on the Hint app or the Hint platform, it's again created by a team of dietitians. So we have gone through 3-4 levels of screening. If there is any literature information to compare with, we have already done that. And having said that, again, the calorie or nutrition information will vary based on the recipe. So that's the reason we gave recipe as well.
Yes.
Right? So if there is any user generated content, we go again take it through a screening process before making it available. So what we are going to do is we will give dietitians as well as users on the Hint app access to create their own version of the recipes, but they will not be pooled into the larger database because that will mess up the entire accuracy.
Yeah.
We will, if you want, voluntarily you can share it with the ClearCals or Hint team. We will ask our dietitians to review and see if it meets the literature data and whatever is in the known format, and we'll verify it, and only when we validate it we share.
Yes, sure.
One risk we have seen is commercially when food is available, so especially these supplement companies and all these health drinks and stuff,
Correct.
their nutrition labels are not really accurate.
Yes, sir.
Right? So now,
actually, my question was that only. What about the convenient food which is available, ready to eat? We have almost there are quite a few in the market. Every day will be updations.
Every day someone like Virat Kohli or someone keeps promoting new food, right? So it's like it's not fried, it's baked and all that stuff.
Yes.
So see, that's a what you call perennial challenge which we are facing. But the way to validate is if someone not from the Hint team adds this information, we go through the verification process. And the way we do it is we also cross-check like whether the values are adding up and it's making sense. But sometimes what we have noticed is in most of these popular commercial foods, certain nutrient which is really high is missing in the label.
Yes.
Right, so it doesn't make sense. Like in some cases they skip saturated fat, in some cases they remove sugar from it, some cases they don't talk about sodium. So in such cases, what we do is we always add a note in the bottom saying that. So if you look at our the entire database on the Hint app, we have descriptions for most of the recipes, especially the commercial ones. We say like if someone is having a Good Day biscuit, we say it's high in sugar and saturated fat. Please try to have it in moderation. And if the food doesn't mention that particular nutrient, we still have a note saying that, see, it's high in this particular thing. Usually baked foods are high in saturated fat or like say sodium. Try to avoid them or eat them in moderation. So that note is there. But again, at the end of the day, if the first source of truth, the company itself is publishing incorrect data, there is no way to stop it. It's for the regulatory authorities to look into.
Yes,
right?
fake claims
Yeah.
about the
So,
buildings.
and being a young organization, we don't want to get into that side of things.
Okay.
Maybe we will find that thing at a later date and look into such things. So, one more way of dealing with it is if we have access to a laboratory which tests this information, right? So, if it is say something which is popularly used, so most of this whey protein which
Mhm.
people consume, and it's popularly used by various athletes and people who are
Muscle building.
fitness enthusiasts. So we can actually go and test it in a laboratory which is certified and see exactly what's the nutrient value. So we have access to NI and ICMR. Uh, so if there is no other resort, we can always go to them and ask them to test it at a certain cost and get it resolved. But it's too early for us to get into all this because we still have a long way to go. Right now, we are into community building. We want to build. So we want all dietitians like you to be involved in an activity where you have a direct interaction with a large number of users. So because these points, right, most of the times are overlooked. People believe in brands, especially they are endorsed by celebrities. It's very tough to convince users that what they are saying is wrong. But if there is this community and organizations like IDA behind it, then automatically you will be able to prove things in a much more effective manner and convince the population on the damage these incorrect labels are doing. But again, this is not something which is new. It has been around. It will continue to be there till regulatory authorities are not very strict with it.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Any other questions? Suhana, please.
So you told that we can send the data through PDF to our clients, but is there any option that we can connect with people like video call or something?
So, see, if you look at the current channel we are using, Google Meet, right? It's free. Now, basically, if you want us to create or recreate this thing connected to ours, then it's a waste of effort. So, see, communication channels, right? Whether through chat or through phone calls or video calls, there are plenty of resources available in the market. So we don't want to get into that space. Even going forward, we will provide you real-time tracking and stuff where you can actually avoid a video call or a phone call or a message, and you can get the information related to the client directly onto your dashboard. That's what we are working towards. Because if you see this place is crowded, and I'm sure we'll not be able to do a better job than Google or Zoom or others. So yeah, the answer is no. We'll not be doing anything related to video calls. We will probably integrate Google Meet into or some of these video calling solutions to our app at a later stage where we have like a lot of demand for. But again, it's a straightforward thing. You can go to Google Meet and Google Calendar, schedule a meeting, and add a video call. So few minutes thing which need not be tried into this expert app.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I think that's all for today, sir. So,
So we have this poll to just talk about. I think we have
right,
the
right.
poll results. So we have 35 or I think 35 participants along with some of us, like around 40 participants, but we just have 23 votes. I don't know who did not vote. Yeah.
I
So
had put the message also in the chat
Yeah,
box to kindly
yeah, we
do the
did.
poll answering session.
Yeah, even
That's
Seema
fine.
as well as
Yes.
we have shared it in the chat box also to
Yes.
people.
That's
At least
fine.
at one time we had almost around 58. I just saw the number.
So 24 or 23 is a good representation of the larger crowd. So what I can see is there are almost more than 50% of the people who have voted who have previously used a nutrition app. What I urge the dietitian community is so about the remaining 10, so who have never used a nutrition application. See, as dietitians, you have already dedicated your career to a particular sector, right? And there is fastest, so nutrition apps are the fastest growing part of the sector. The supplements industry or the other industries have been around for a while. The growth is somehow like, say, there is still increasing growth for those things, but they're not growing at the same rate as technology applications in this field. So what I urge all the dietitians, right? You use nutrition apps, okay? Because technology is an enabler. It will help you do things much more productively, efficiently. You will be able to scale your practice at a higher level very easily. See, if I ask any of the dietitians today, they hardly have, say, 10 or 15 clients per month, right? And acquiring clients and managing them is a huge challenge for these dietitians. So if you want to be a successful dietitian in your practice and you want to, say, do things which you dreamt of when you started this career, you need to have few hundred clients to manage. That way, see, as an individual, it may be tough, but using tools like Hint Expert, if you have built a team of younger dietitians working with you, it's quite possible. So you should be able to scale. So at least 5 to 10x your practice could be scaled using Hint Expert or any tools in the nutrition app sector. So I urge people to, especially dietitians, to use applications and technology, because whether you like it or not, technology is going to be around. And most of your clients enjoy using technology because it provides them convenience and lot of transparency. So if dietitians get onto the bandwagon, you would be part of a sector which is one of the fastest growing, and you'll have a great career in the next 5 to 10 years. Because with the threat of AI and also large players coming into picture, it's tough for individual dietitians to practice and sustain by themselves. Today or tomorrow, someone could grab your client and could affect your client equation. So that's something which is a request from my side. So use technology as much as possible, especially if you're a dietitian practicing with your clients, have some technology tool with you. If required, have, if possible, have Hint Expert. If not, if you prefer something else, have that. But don't stay away from technology, because if you look at our demography, there are more young people who are comfortable with technology, visible on social media platforms, quite active. They expect everything which is convenient from their mobile phone. So if you're not providing nutrition solutions and helping your clients through a mobile app or mobile interface, you will be left behind. So that's something, a word of caution, and also a request to all the dietitians over here, uh, part of IDA, that use technology as much as possible. See what you can do. And few other things which you need to think of is, see, one-on-one nutrition practice is scalable only to a particular limit. So like, see, if you're managing as one dietitian, say 10 or 20 client entity, so you get 20 new clients per month, it is easy to be what you call overrun by a bigger organization. So you need to have a bigger moat around you. So you need to create a bigger clientele, and you need to have channels where you're acquiring people easily, managing them, using technology to manage a larger number of clients. And you also provide employment opportunities to younger dietitians by doing that. So if you are creating a team, giving them internships and stuff in your own entity, you will do well. So that's something I want you guys to keep in mind. And that was the objective of the uh, poll here. Because what I have noticed with the dietitian community is, you're fantastic with the science, but technology is something which is not a popular choice among most of the dietitians. So if you don't make technology your ally and you don't use technology, someone else will, and they will like dominate the nutrition app market. So, and I would always like to see the dietitians who have like have their career in the sector to use the technology and be the leaders in this area rather than someone else. Akshita,
Very well said, sir. Actually, this is the need of the hour right now with all the AI coming in, and if we don't get into that, technology, then we might be left behind, even though with a lot of knowledge. So this is very much apt, especially for students who are attending, because they are now yet to come out of their take up the degree and then start. So it's going to be a tough job for them to handle both of it. So I now request Dr. Seema Siddiqui to render vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, Akshata. First of all, a very good evening to all the participants, and I can say a very warm good evening because of the soaring temperature right now. So thank you. First of all, I take this opportunity on behalf of the IDA Mysore chapter and my own behalf to thank Dr. Krishna Atmakuri for taking us into and introducing us to a user-friendly plus a techie-friendly nutritional app, which is especially designed to cater to the needs of the dietitians as well as the academicians, as well as for the researchers who has taken up this. What I felt was the most advantage features of this was it is not only designed for the normal people but is also for evidence-based therapeutic diets for almost all the NCDs, which is on the rise among the Indian population. Thank you, sir, for giving into a detailed insight about your app. And one more important aspect was your collaborations. So that was a very important aspect, particularly for the students. As Akshata told, there are quite a few students who are the graduating from the master course from food science, and many are there to take up the career as dietitians. So we are always having this students audience among the target participants, and I thank everyone from that hospital setup and other participants who were actively participating and make this session a lively one. Thank you, sir. Then I just want to thank all the organizing committee members of IDA Mysore chapter, Dr. Shushma, Dr. Asna ma'am, Dr. Akshata, and other REC members who have taken up and sharing all this webinar to the greater extent. Thank you one and all, and I thank all the participants who were there with us for almost 1.5 hours. And thank you and have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Krishna.
One last word. If anyone wants to contact me for an internship or regarding the demos and stuff, you have my email ID. Akshata also has my contact information, so you can reach out to me anytime.
Sure, sir. We'll pass it on to the students as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for a very informative and very useful session. Thank you.
Thank you.